grade 10 life orientation. This is a final examination of October 2023. This is from the Limpopo province. So we go to the instructions and information according to the question paper. So it consists of 3 sections. Of course, we have got a section A, a section B, and section C. So in terms of section A and section B, they are compulsory. But for section C, you have to answer 2 questions in section C. So we take note of that. Moving on to our first part, multiple choice section, knowledge and understanding of your strengths, weaknesses, and abilities is called. And of course, I see that this is a self-awareness, which you have to see. So on number 2, annual study plans enable learners to prepare and. So the correct response is to study for the final examination. So we have on A. Then number 3, the aim of warm-up exercises during physical exercise is to. So on number 3, the correct answer is D. Prepare muscles for a physical activity. So we have B. Then number 4, the growth and the maturity of the genital organs is called. It is called a physical change, which we have on A. You go to number 5, a group of occupation with common skills, knowledge, and work settings. So we have C, which is career field, is correct answer. And obviously, this is the last question on our multiple choice section with a total of 5 marks. So we go to the next part whereby we have to give one word or term for each of the following descriptions. So first part, natural substances that are produced in the body and that influence the way the body grows or develops. They are called hormones. So we have hormones is the correct answer. Then on number 2.1.2, the role in society that you are expected to play depending on whether you are a woman or a girl, or a man or a boy. So you see that this is gender. Then a process of gathering evidence on performance is assessment. Then a player who takes a bribe in order to score fewer goals on purpose is guilty of. This is match fixing. So question 3.1, you answer the following questions by writing the answer next to the question number. So 3.1.1, one strategy that can be used to build confidence. Of course, we need to come up with one strategy that can be used to build confidence. You see that assertive attitude can be one of them. Making good decisions also is a correct response on that sense. So we have them as listed, as we have good communication skills, assertive attitude, complete tasks and projects successfully by managing your time effectively, participate in community organizations, make good decisions. So these are the responses that we have. Then on the next part, you have to define the term niche in the job market. So it is an unusual place or position that usually needs someone with specialized skills or a unique combination of skills. So this is the definition that we have. On the next question, you have to identify 2 ways in which self-awareness improves performance at school. It encourages learners to focus on their strengths and avoid derailments, motivates them to address their gray areas, changing weakness to strength, and be able to address or prevent challenges. So this is how to able this part. And then, of course, third one, you have to motivate them to work smarter, thus boosting their self-efficacy to excel. So on the next question, discuss one benefit of lifelong learning. So it's good for your brain as it enriches your mental well-being, resulting in improved self-esteem. It makes one get promoted to a higher level at work because of more qualification. This will result in securing your job. Then next question, explain how religion can help promote a peaceful society. So the communication practice of religion in-house of worship brings people together and allows them to interact and communicate. In doing so, there will be peace in society. And also have a sense of forbearance and unity towards other religions. This will create a peace in society as people respect each other. So that is what we have on that part. Of course, on 1.4.2, we have to evaluate how religion may affect bias and prejudice in sports. So in response to that, we have 2 points that we have in terms of the first point. Some religions do not allow women to participate in sport as they believe that they have to be looking after children. This causes most sport to be dominated by men. And of course, this is what we have considered. The question requires 1 point with 2 marks. And this is our section A with a total of 20 marks. So moving on to the other questions that we have, we are moving on to question 2. So on question 2, define the term social justice. Redressing the situation whereby people with fewer choices that often suffer the most from discrimination, and also redistribution of wealth, opportunities, and privileges in a society. So those that describes social justice. So we go to describe one cause of discrimination. So these are the causes of discrimination, whereby people are often ignorant of other people's ways of living, which may lead them to develop hateful viewpoints based on false beliefs. Authority figures often have political agendas and spread false information about others, which may lead followers to believe the false information and act violently towards the victims. Some people are greedy, which may lead them exploit others to get what they want. Of course, further points we also have, but of course, the question requires one cause of discrimination. So in terms of the next question, 2.3, you have to explain how discrimination can lead to human rights violations. So this is how it leads to human rights violations. When you think people with disabilities are unable to perform normal tasks, which lead to denying them career opportunities. So that's one of the ways that it can lead to human violations. And in continuation to that point, we have further points that are also explaining on that. So on the next point, thinking men are better at certain skills than women and vice versa, which can lead to denying boys or girls opportunities in life or in education. So this is what we have. We've got further points that we also have that we can include. So moving on to 2.4, you have to discuss how corruption can cause poor service delivery in South Africa. So on the first point, taxpayer money meant for public service projects is misused or stolen, which lead to a lack of healthcare or education or administration or water and sanitation. So basically, it's the point is explaining corruption, and incompetent people are hired in positions of power or public service, which lead to work being done poorly or low quality services are being delivered. So basically, these are the points. Of course, the question requires us to come up with the 2 points. Of course, we've got further points that are also correct that we can include. So moving on to 2.5, whereby you have to discuss the negative impact of poor service delivery on communities. So low quality healthcare due to understaff and lack of medicines and equipment, which lead to death. So this is a negative effect of poor service delivery. On the second point, no clean water and sanitation in communities, which lead to the spread of diseases. Poor road quality due to a lack of maintenance, which lead to accidents and loss of life. So, of course, we've got further points that are also correct that we can include. So, moving on to the next question. Critically discuss two ways in which we can solve social injustice in South Africa and provide an outcome for each suggestion. So, this is how we can solve social injustice in South Africa. So moving on to question 3, you have to define the term rights, of which rights are what people are entitled to. Also, alternatively, you can say rights are legal, social, or ethical principles or freedom of entitlement. So this is what we have in terms of the definition of rights. The next question, identify and explain two human rights that have been violated in the extract. Of course, we have to refer to the extract as given. Question 3 reads, read the extract below and answer the questions that follow. So we're given an extract that we need to go through. So our first question is define the term rights, which we have defined as rights are what people are entitled to. Then our 3.2 identify and explain two human rights that have been violated in the extract bill above. So you'd see that if you come at this point, you see that C4 was kicked and punched according to this sentence. And we see that this is a right to freedom and security, which has been violated there by a C4 being kicked and then punched. And also, if you check again, you see that there is also a right of freedom of association that was violated when the boys are refusing to talk to David anymore, which leaves him without friends. So that is also a right that has been violated that is now indicated on the next sentence of this part. So these are the two rights that we can quickly identify. Then, of course, the next question reads, discuss two ways in which a learner who is being bullied can use to deal with bullying. So you'd see that in response to that, again, on 3.2, these are the rights that we were discussing: the right to freedom and security, right to human dignity, right to freedom of association that were violated. So with that, we move on to the next part of the question, 3.3. Discuss two ways in which a learner who is being bullied can use to deal with bullying. Tell someone, keep telling until someone listens is also a way. Remember, it's not your fault. Walk away when the police approach. Talk to other learners and stand up to the bully together, and don't try to do alone. It can be dangerous. So further points we also have in terms of 3.3. Then, of course, on the next question, we have to discuss two ways in which bullying can impact emotionally on the victim. So this is the way that it can impact emotionally on the victim. And of course, we do have a continuation in terms of that. And this marks at the end of our section B. So moving on to our section C, where you have to answer N2 questions. So in terms of question 4, you have to start the following image and answer the questions that follow. We're given an image of the emotional and social changes during adolescence. So we'll see that now beneath the picture that we have, the right paragraphs on the emotional and social changes associated with adolescence. Use the following as a guideline. State 4 ways in which emotional changes during adolescence could lead to stronger relationships. Analyze ways in which effective communication skills can make it easier for you to make healthier decisions regarding sexuality. Evaluate the effect of religious ethical teachings on how an adolescent could deal with the social changes that occur during adolescence. So basically, these are the parts in terms of the guidelines that you're supposed to go through. So within that context, we have got responses whereby it could foster empathy and or understanding for the people around them. So further points we also have in terms of ways in which emotional changes during adolescence could lead to stronger relationships. Then on the next question, we have to analyze ways in which effective communication skills can make it easier for you to make healthy decisions regarding sexuality. So these are the points that we have. So on the next question, evaluate the effect of religious ethical teachings on how an adolescent could deal with the social changes that occur during adolescence. So further points we have in terms of that. So moving on to question 5, we have to state 4 reasons why it is important to warm up before engaging in physical activities. So importance of warming up prepares the body for the activity, reduces the chances of getting injuries, and improves flexibility and muscle strength, reduces the risk of injury, increases the need for physical exercise. So this is what we have. And of course, moving on, we also have one more point in terms of that, whereby it helps to mentally prepare. So on the next part, analyze social benefits of participating in physical activities. So these are the social benefits. Then on the next part, you have to evaluate health risk associated with the lack of exercise. So moving on to question 6. You have to state 4 ways to improve your memory. So these are the ways to improve your memory. Be physically active every day, spend time with others, stay organized, sleep well, get enough sleep, eat a healthy diet. Then analyze the effective strategies to assist you to be successful in your examination. So these are the points that we have. So on the last part, you have to evaluate the skills required to ensure success in your studies in life. So these are the points that we have.